Hi, Mike.
Hello, Doc.
Uh, for this video, we're going to talk about AI skills. It's a really kind of an interesting topic and not as widely used as some of the other AI techniques. But we're going to try to talk about what it is, how we'll use it, and I'm going to use Claude examples for this. One reason is that Claude is the only one who supports skills full up. It's fully integrated into the Claude AI.
Gotcha.
Neither ChatGPT or Gemini have exactly the same thing, although they can be simulated. They're close.
Hmm.
So, all right. So skills are basically prompts and resources that are going to be loaded into the LLM, but it's done at startup. You know, when you start a session and you make a prompt, the LLM will, if it recognizes that this is the prompt is related to some skill, then it loads the skill from your the storage from your profile, remote storage of your profile. That's where the skills are stored, and it loads that into the current LLM running in a container on a remote Linux server. So the skill is again prompts and resources, and they're defined for the specific domain areas. And the prompts really are almost like documentation. So I'm going to do one here for coat smells, and I'm giving it what looked like a README file for a smells application.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
And the resources, it has a resource which is a smells catalog.
Okay.
So there, kind of standard definitions for smells ever since Kent Beck did a wonderful little book called Implementation Patterns quite a few years ago, and I think the catalog has grown out of that, and contributions to that in the meantime. But anyway, so they're defined for specific domain areas, in this case, quality analysis, and so, or it could be defined for documentation or whatever.
Hmm.
And they get mounted into the LM container for the current session from your account storage, and which I thought was very interesting. I was surprised by that. I expected this then to load the skills from your local, because they're stored, you have stored them locally. Okay. I expected it to load it from that. And I asked Claude about it, and it said no. It said it seems like it should, because you got lots of people generating skills, and to store them remotely, that's a storage burden for the
Right.
remote application. So it really surprised me, but that's what they're doing.
Okay.
Claude confirmed, yep, that's what we're doing.
Hmm.
Uh, and they're directly supported only by Anthropic. Again, you can simulate them using ChatGPT and Gemini. I'm not going to talk about those simulations in this video. We need to keep it brief, but so the AI skills, I'll let you, my mental model is it's like you're training it in your particular area, like you're training the LM. I mean, it's not a genuine train, but just it's training by giving it the prompt and putting it into its local context.
Okay.
So, and that powerful way to channel the LLM. So, for example, you might have skills in an area related to software development, maybe software quality or uh, continuous integration process or something like that. And you can keep adding to it as you go along. You use the skills for a while and you say, gee, it would be nice if, well, just add the if.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yep. So code smell skill can define specific things to look for and analyze, long methods, lacking documentation, inefficient code, and you can add to the list later on. If you discover, gee, I should have had these things in it, you can add them. Basically, you're making the LLM pay attention to those specific things in your domain. Now,
Gotcha.
its attention is what it learned universally about software development, learned an awful lot of stuff. Now you're making it focus on, and that has a couple of advantages. One is I would imagine, I haven't tested this, but I would imagine that it's significantly cheaper because you're narrowing the area that's got to look. So,
Right. Makes sense.
so here's an example, code smells. Implementation smells skill provides a skill MD file. So uh, what you get when you're all done creating a skill is a zip file that has an extension skill instead of zip, but it's a zip file. And in that zip file, there is the skill.md file, which is the main prompt information, okay? And it also has a reference, a directory associated with its reference material. In this case, the smell catalog is down in that reference material.
Okay. Sure.
You can add more.
Hmm.
You know, hey, the world is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. So I'm going to run this on a rust-durnav project directory. When I did it, it resulted in one high severity code, a smell, a code bug, five medium security smells having to do with code maintainability, and four low security smells, which were all about non-idiomatic code.
Okay, and just so I understand your example, the DIRNAV, you're going to navigate the directory and do some analysis.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. That's exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
This was one I wrote a long time ago, and it was sort of an intermediate stage in one project, and so it got improved manually later on another directory path, but it was functional, so I thought it was a good example to
Yeah.
pick.
Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So here's a prompt and partial response. Analyze code smells for this is where I had stored it. Demo agent Claude 2 test rust-durnav. Bad place to store it because this isn't a agent. Okay, but the durnav, I had stored the durnav there to test on the agent. If you go back to the agent video, you'll see durnav being tested there too. So
Right.
anyway, and it tells me it loaded the skill. It found implementation skill. So did you really use a skill? Yeah, it's loaded. And
You said, Dr. Fawcett, that finds that skill just from your prompt. There's an association from the prompt
yeah, it makes the association. So it's learned to make the association.
Great.
So it read the skill and it knows that that's one of the places it's got to go look. So it's built into its context that this skill covers this area.
Wow.
And now when I said, this is my prompt, analyze code smells and it knew that that's what it ought to pull.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here, search for one pattern, read three files. Now it built two things. It built an automatic detector that is not AI based at all. It's just Python code that searches for rust through the rust, and uses quick and dirty smells analysis. That's what it's doing. And you can run it yourself. It gives you that result. So you now have that Python file, and you can run it if that's what you want to do. You don't want the deeper analysis. But what it does is, whoops, let me run the automated detector on the source code in parallel. now I have everything needed for a thorough manual plus automated analysis. So
Wow,
what
sure.
it's doing is now it's going on and saying, okay, I analyze, here's the top level stuff, and now I'm going to do a deeper analysis of those code smells.
Gotcha.
And I thought that just floored me. I thought that was
That's quite neat. Yeah.
it was amazing that it could do that, and uh, incredibly useful because again, you can add on these skills, keep honing the skills for a particular domain area. And if you want to add a little bit, you can extend them out to this related domain or whatever.
Wow.
Mike, I was floored.
Yeah, very interesting, Doc.
Yeah. So you can learn more about skills in this page on my website, codebiteskills.ai. And this is the fourth presentation, a video presentation in these short introductions to AI. And I plan a couple of more, but that's still a work in progress. So with
Thanks.
that, we
Yeah,
will say happy voyage and adieu.
thanks, Doc. See ya.
See ya.